Welcome to Mr. Chalk's Revision Tips. In this video, we will look at waste management and land pollution. So as human populations increase, the volume of waste and pollution that is produced also increases. So this pollutes ecosystems and harms or kills organisms that live within them. So modern society is more consumable, which means that humans manufacture more products and replace them more often. So in some parts of the world, open sewers can lead into watercourses such as streams and rivers, which can cause serious illness to humans and other things that are living within them. Some farmers use too many fertilizers, which can run off into fields during heavy rain. So this can pollute nearby streams and rivers, leading to eutrophication. So some of the water pollution even comes from toxic chemicals that have been released illegally by factories. Combustion of fossil fuels and other fuels release carbon dioxide. So this contributes to the greenhouse effects and leads to global warming. It also releases sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides into the air, which can cause acid rain. So the rubbish we throw out that is not recycled goes into landfill sites. So these are huge holes in the ground which go and get rubbish built up in them, and lots of that rubbish will not go and break down for many thousands of years. So we're looking at using the information to give two ways in which these human activities can affect other living organisms. So some things that we could talk about are that waste gases, so air pollution, harm living organisms. Dumped waste can make landfill sites unfit to live on, and drainage or pollutions that go into water streams can also harm organisms. The rubbish we throw away or throw out is not recycled and it goes to a landfill site. So like we said, these are huge holes that are in the ground. So things like batteries cannot be put into landfill sites because they are full of toxic chemicals and they must be recycled. So other land pollution comes when some people dump rubbish into public or private places, often avoiding paying for them to be disposed. So this is called fly tipping and is illegal. Combustion of fossil fuels and other fuels releases carbon dioxide. So this contributes to the greenhouse effect. So air pollution is caused by a solid or liquid particles and certain gases that are suspended in the air. These particles and gases can come from cars, truck exhausts, factories, dust, pollen, volcanoes, wildfires, the list goes on. Polluted air can cause difficulty breathing. It can cause flare-ups with people with allergies or asthmas and can cause lung problems. And the World Health Organization estimates that around 7 million people every year die from exposure to polluted air. So if we're looking at describing how sulfur dioxide can damage the environment, key things is to think about the fact that it's going to cause acid rain, which may damage trees. It might make lakes and rivers too acidic for plants and animals to live in, and it can affect stonework, metals and paint. If we're naming two types of environmental problems that a buildup of carbon dioxide can cause, the key one would be global warming and increase in global climate. And apart from industry, how could carbon dioxide build up in the atmosphere? It's things like deforestation, so less carbon dioxide is removed from the air. Volcanoes and burning rubbish or wood would also go and lead to more carbon dioxide being produced. In some parts of the world, open sewers can lead straight into water and streams. So another main problem is when nutrients from fertilizers go and spread into watercourses, causing eutrophication. So this process takes the following steps. So we start off with excess nutrients enter the waterways. So plants flourish, which lead to a growth of algae. So this algal bloom prevents sunlight from reaching other plants. So these other plants die and get decomposed, which releases carbon dioxide into the water. So over time, oxygen gets removed from the water and carbon dioxide builds up, which kills off lots of other organisms within that water system. So a dairy farmer washes out his cow shed each day. The wastewater contains urine and feces. The wastewater overflows into a stream by mistake. So the wastewater will have an effect on the plants and invertebrates living in the stream. So we're explaining why. The key things to talk about are that it contains mineral ions. So these increase the growth of algae. These plants, or the plants underneath this algal bloom, die. This is due to a lack of light, so they can no longer photosynthesize. So decomposers or microorganisms will feed on or decay this. As they're respiring, they will use up oxygen in the water, so invertebrates die due to a lack of oxygen within that water system. In biology, the population growth is an increase in the number of individuals in the population. So global population growth has grown around 75 million annually, or 1.1% every year. So the global population has grown from about 1 billion in the year 1800 to around 7 billion by 2012. So eventually that global population growth could outstrip food production.
Thanks for watching.